I'm B Jamps here. Welcome. This is the first episode of Mine or Yours, where you, the miner, are going to come on the show, talk about your favorite miner and why they're your favorite. We'll have two different miners come on each week, and at the conclusion of the show, we'll put the two miners against each other in a Twitter poll, and we'll let the miner community have 3 days to vote and see who's the winner. And I have no idea who's going to be joining me today, so I'm just as eager as everyone else is to see who they are and see which PFPs they brought with them. So let's see whoever participant number one is. Can you come on up?
Hello, Jamps. This is Wisrhino.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, good.
All right. Oh, so this is you got a nice one here, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And this isn't one that I minted. So I actually was able to buy this guy, and I stared at him for a few days before I pulled the trigger. Just looking at him. When I first, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. What made you choose him over the one that I'm used to seeing of you?
Yeah, which was it the cowboy one?
No, the one with the big orange beard.
Oh yes. Because I knew I was coming on the show, and I got that from you. So like I didn't feel like I could represent that guy with you hosting the show.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been right.
No. I think people have been like, this is a little rigged. What's going on here? So I didn't want to start out the first episode with some shenanigans.
Sure. So did you buy it early on, or did you get this more recently?
No, this is Slappy would actually recognize this guy too. I think this just happened in the last week or so. I believe last week this happened. And he actually had it on there for a few days, and I didn't have a dynamite backpack. I think that's the first thing that drew me to this. I was like, that's one feature I don't have. The pink mohawk as well. I'm like, all right, I don't have that trait. I was like, this looks pretty cool. I was like, we can go with that. But then once he became mine, then it's just all these other things just started coming to life. Like I know most of the miners, I mean, they have like the V-neck on the shirt for it. But when I look at this guy, I just envision just curly hair busting out. His shirt is just wide open, like a little bit of a Rambo or a Terminator coming in. So he just started coming to life for me as I looked at that. And then definitely when he's your PFP, that red strap for the headlamp kind of blends in and kind of matches with the pink mohawk. So I kind of like that. That's kind of just a play with the color that almost looks like it matches. But then as I sat with this guy a little bit more, I'm like, this is like my coat of arms for block packs. Like this is my whole journey. Like this, when I joined over a year ago, this is my first project that I joined. And I'm like, no clue. Felt like everything was blown up around me, head spinning, no idea what's going on. I just jumped in. I feel like with this dude with his dynamite, he's just walking in, ready to blow stuff up, do whatever it takes. Also, too, then with the cyborg, I'm like, that's my strategy with block packs. I have no strategy, but I feel like I'm looking out for what's the next great deal, what's going to happen. I'm out there just scanning everything, kind of like with this most recent drop or the reindeer games. I went in just thinking that I'm just going to ride it out. I'm going to do the Stefan model, and I'm just going to rip and ride. And then all of a sudden, a few rounds went in, and I'm looking to buy some, to do some trading. I'm like, what the heck? This wasn't my strategy. What's going on? And then I started selling some. I'm like, okay. And now I'm here late in the round looking to buy some more. I'm like, so every time I go into these games, I think I have a strategy, and it blows up. I go different ways. So I'm like, this guy just absolutely represents my coat of arms for block packs. I'm like, he is made for me, because he doesn't care about anything. He's coming in. He's going to destroy everything. He doesn't care what people have to say. He's here for business, and he's bringing the heat.
Well, I think you certainly made him proud with with that description and story. Now, that's awesome. That is awesome how
Well,
much he relates to you. That was cool to hear. And one other thing that I really like about him that I'll highlight is the headlamp strap, how it matches the dynamite so well, and then how the around the eye is matching the shirt, pretty well also. So, this is a real nice one. Thanks a lot for coming on here and showing this. Definitely picked a good one. Now I definitely understand why. So can we though now get contestant number 2 to announce who they are and get theirs up there?
Yeah, this is Loko4. I'm contestant number 2.
Hey, Loko4, how are you?
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Perfect. Yeah, so I'm going to talk to you about Miner 2188. That's my favorite one. I think you saw a little earlier, so you kind of knew it was me.
Yep.
So the thing I like about this project is the storytelling of it. I've listened to Frenchie. He's talking about all these miners with personalities and stuff. And, I got a few claim passes, about 5. And I was like, what's our story going to be? What are my miners' story going to be? I was thinking about the traits. People were chasing numbers to tell a story. Patches, he talks about his legumes. Jen, her women miners. And so I was like, well, what's our story going to be? And so the whole story, with this mint was rescuing these lost miners. And, some of you in Discord heard this story already. And so I'm super happy Slappy contacted me. But, there's one miner in our life that wasn't going to get rescued. And that was my father-in-law. He passed away 10 years ago. So I only had 5 claim passes. And what I decided to do is just take one of them random, and we weren't going to claim it. And so I didn't claim 2188. And so we just, sat there on claim day, got my other 4, and I got pretty lucky. I got a Tommy Knocker with a dynamite pack, Yeti, a cyborg cowboy, a fire guy, and then of course I didn't know what 2188 would be. And so I'm sitting there in Discord with that claim pass as my PFP. Like an idiot, like 5 days later, someone's like, oh, I'm looking up the miners that didn't get claimed. I'm like, oh, crap, I could go to OpenSea and look. And it was like mind-blowing because the ones I got were all, pretty fictional characters, right? Well, if you see 2188 there, that's like the most realistic miner that could have happened. And so we're sitting there and thinking about my father-in-law, and he had this, dark Italian skin. He'd mine. He'd try and talk me into mine, and I was like, no way, dude. And he says the elevator ride was like an hour and a half down, hour and a half back up. And so, of course, in his spare time, he liked to stay outside. So he had like this weathered, dark skin. He had a dark goatee and beard. And then he chain smoked Pall Malls. So the fact this guy is smoking too is crazy. So that resemblance was pretty uncanny. I kind of break the rules because I don't own this miner. He's in some random wallet somewhere. Which I think is pretty cool. I think Slappy, when he was talking to me, he's like, why do you do this? Do you believe in the afterlife? I'm kind of like, well, just religion. I was like, I don't know. But, when people talk about the blockchain, they're like, this is going to live forever on the blockchain. And I'm just like, whoa, dude, that's maybe a little more deep than this project's going to get. But I was like, that's kind of crazy. That this program is going to live forever on the blockchain. It's the last piece of work or proof of work. It's our last miner in our family. So I was like, yeah, this seems appropriate. And it's just a small gesture, to my wife and her family, just saying like, yeah, hey, this is a way we can remember him. Seems pretty cool. So I keep him as my PFP, hoping that, the lottery doesn't hit someone and they're like, hey, check out this miner I got in this random wallet. But like I said before, I love that this project's about the story. And so I felt cool that, that could be part of the miner story there as well. So that's why that is my favorite miner.
Wow. So I did not expect to hear a story like that. That was gave me some goosebumps on my arm, if I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, I asked Slappy. I'm like, dude, it's gonna get, maybe a little out there, but I'm kind
awesome.
kind of a small fry here, but it's like, I'm really sold on Frenchie when he talks about the stories. And just as we went through this whole process, if you're a part of it, just the personification of the miners, just the story of the miners, and And even I know Jen talked a lot about rescuing when she said it. I mean, it was really cool. And I was just like, I just wanted to, to be a cool part of the story, and then also honor him as well. And this, he might look back and be like, what are you doing? NFT, blockchain, all the crypto stuff. But, I thought it was kind of cool.
I mean, I love it. I absolutely love it. You weren't the only person that I heard, choose to not rescue a miner or more than one miner in remembrance of someone in their life that passed. And, I just think that's, you don't hear things like that happening in other communities. I will say that. So, when we all say, our community is different, I think that's a real fine example. And, I don't think I need to describe this PFP really to anyone. I mean, but when you just look at him, I mean, he's a badass. That's what comes to mind. So,
hey James, can I just withdraw my guy right now?
I felt bad. I was like, I talked to Slappy. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, it's gonna get a little crazy.
That's running into a buzzsaw right there.
Right. Slappy came in like, hey, maybe you should pick I have miner on the rank of OS on the 9,998. I would have came and marketed that one if he would just going up against you, because then I could put that guy out there. But great stuff. That's good. All right, that was fun. Thanks, Loko.
Yeah, well, I mean, thanks you both for coming on the first episode here. You both brought some an awesome miner with you guys, and for our community, just up in Discord, we'll have a link there to go up on Twitter. We'll have 3 days to vote, and then our idea, as long as people like it, is we'll run this for a bit, get a handful of winners, and do kind of like a tournament of champions, bring them all back, and crown a champion of the miners, I guess, so to speak. So again, thanks guys for coming on, bringing your miners with you, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Take care.